beautiful day. Yes, each morning, let's practice gratitude so that we can have the right attitude to pursue our set dreams. It's Good Morning Abuja, and today it promises to be interesting as usual. I am Pamela Zamfara, and I'm not doing it alone this morning.
My name is Joseph Aleke. Beautiful morning in the city of Abuja. We have a lot lined up for you today if you stick around the show.
All right, Joseph, how do you see the weather? Because early mornings like this, when I come out, to begin the day, and I look at how cool it gets, it gladdens my heart. And then in the afternoons, it changes. What's your take on this?
I know that if you look at the weather recently, you notice that the air is becoming clearer, it's becoming better, but then the sun is just getting hotter. So I think it's just better you get prepared for the day. Any day you want to go out, get prepared and make sure that it doesn't get you by surprise.
And there's so much talk about global warming and what have you. And I think it's just here.
It's actually a concern. It's actually a concern. I think we have to look into it because if you look at it, we are contributing to it as well. Yes, we're actually contributing to it. So it's actually high time we look at what we do, reduce the emission of gases, and actually help to heal the earth.
And that's why we're here on Good Morning Abuja, to educate you, entertain you, and everything in between. Now, Joseph, what's coming up next?
Yeah, we have a lot lined up for you today to get your day started. We want to make sure that whether you're in bed, you're in the office, or wherever you are, we want to get the ball, kick the ball, let the ball roll, and make your day a wonderful one. So we have a motivation to actually get your day started. You know that motivation is like a food to the soul.
Yes.
It actually inspires you, and if you're actually down, it actually keeps you started. So we have motivation lined up for you. That's the first, and we'll have a lot if you stick around the show.
Let me tell you something. Anger is not always about the present moment. I give an example of, there's always one person in your life that, or in the workplace, you say good morning, and the person will go like, what's good about the morning? They're not bad people. People who are angry all the time usually means there's something deeper, because anger is not just about that present moment. It's about past experiences. It's about past disappointments and unhealed or unresolved pain. So when people hold on to that kind of pain for a long time, it can be explosive. So the thing is, healing starts with awareness. Be aware of the fact that if you're angry all the time, is a signal that all is not well. It's a signal that you've bottled up so much for over a long period of time, and it's coming out as frustrations, irritations, and explosive anger sometimes. So look within yourself. If you're angry all the time, Kulu, there's a reason you're angry all the time. You're not mad. You're angry all the time because there is something bottled. There's something deep within you that you're carrying, and I think it's time to let it go. And the first step is awareness that it is actually happening.
Welcome back from Motivational Talk. And as you know, from motivation, we usually go to the next step.
Okay, so exercise is the next on our lineup today. And exercise, whether you're in a living room, you're in your office, you don't need bigger space, just a little space, just to get your blood pumping and get your day started. Exercise is next.
This is a no-go, I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone, back up and get me home. This is a no-go, I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone, back up and get me home. So put your hand in mine, follow me, let me waste your time. Set up feet, do some stupid shit. Take a seat, let me waste your time. Top of top. Acting like you're into me. I know this is hopeless, moving in slow motion. Trying to control my thoughts, but I can't stop our body talk. This is a no-go, I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone, back up and get me home. This is a no-go, I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone, back up and get me home. So put your hand in mine, follow me, let me waste your time. Set up, do some stupid shit, take a seat.
Welcome back from that exercise. I feel that your blood pumping from that beautiful exercise. If you're just joining us, this is Good Morning Abuja. We're going to take a short break, and when we return, Good Morning Abuja continues. Stay tuned.
I don't know what it is, but she drives me crazy.
Marriage, a beautiful bond, but not without its battles. Behind every smile is a story. Behind every I do is a journey. Mr. and Mrs., the show that peels back the curtain on real relationships. No scripts, no filters, just truth.
I've become a better husband because I've learned a lot from the mistake of the past.
I had feelings, but I wanted to be sure.
Do I have to kneel down to marry a woman?
No, but just do the right.
Join us every week as we sit down with real couples to talk about the raw, the real, and the redemptive side of marriages. From newlyweds to seasoned partners of 40 years plus, no topic is off limits.
Have you ever been in love?
At the end of the year, he came to the village. I saw, oh, this is the brother I saw that time. He said, please, I want to marry you.
This is modern entertainment. It's an invitation to grow, to heal, and to love again. Mr. and Mrs. is about real love, real struggles, and real hope. Every couple has a story. What's yours? Join us on NTA Channel 5, the Unity Station, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m.
'Cause all of me loves all of you.
Say our goodbyes on the program. As usual, I remain your host the most, Omoide with Erese, and I'll always be here with my bestie.
Je m'appelle Oguntayo Olaniposi Justina.
Speaking French now, from Jordan to Sweden.
Adios.
Welcome back from that break. Now onto our conversations for the day. There used to be a time that, when there's power outage and then it's being restored, people will shout something that I don't want to say. There'll be people will be happy, and then there's a particular sound that goes up. And then the very first thing on people's mind is, to either put on the TV or, put on anything to entertain them. But is there a way we could use power to generate money, like to think of it as a business, as a solution to something? Well, to do justice to this topic about power as a tool for productivity, I have in the studio Achumie Kingsley. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Did I get your name well? Because, offstage we're talking about it, and I was like, I'm going to say Achumie, and you said no.
No, it's Achumie.
Achumie Kingsley. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Achumie. All right, so our topic is power as a tool for productivity. And my guest is the CEO, Boppings Technology Limited. All right, so what does it mean to see power as a tool for productivity rather than just a basic necessity?
Okay, so for me, I think I've always had the orientation that power is a vital tool for civilization and growing economies. Most economies in the world have stable power. But we have an orientation in Nigeria or in Africa where immediately there is power, we think about amusement. We just want to, it's a time to relax, have fun. Yes, power makes life easy for human beings. But going beyond it, making life easy for human beings, making life bearable for human beings, we have our ACs, we have our washing machines, we have all of those things that make life easy for us. At the same time, we should begin to think in the aspect of, okay, now power is now expensive. It used to be cheap. But I feel like that is a good nudge in the right direction to let people know that power is not just for leisure. Power can make you money. Now, so that we begin to orientate ourselves and ask ourselves, okay, if power can make me money, what are the things I need to do with this power at the moment I see it to make it productive for me, to ensure that I'm not just paying for overpriced power, but I'm putting in the necessary effort to be able to afford the power. It's a necessity, but as much as it's a necessity, it's not something that comes by easily. The discos, the companies, they are doing a lot of work to ensure that there's power. So in return, we too should ensure that when the power comes in, that we should put in the necessary effort to figure out the things we can use our mind to do, our hands to do. And the people in the tech space have already started work from home. So the moment there is light, like with my team, all of us, we are almost completely remote when we are working from home. The moment, like for me, the moment I see light on, I begin to say, I have an email to send, I have a lead to chase. I begin to understand that, okay, I need this light. This light is important, but not just necessarily because I want life to be easy for me, but to be able to have a good living. The moment you have light in your house, you should know that you already have an office. So start working and start being productive.
Wow. So we're disabusing our minds from just using power for entertainment and things that do not bring money to seeing power as a source of income even. And we even spoke about our homes being our offices. That's way to go as a Nigerian youth, as a youth who is looking for things to do. It's way to go. All right, why is electricity so important to economic growth and daily productivity, especially in Nigeria?
Okay, I'll take us back to the era when I would say there was little or no civilization, we are not colonized and all of that. Our forefathers had, I'll call it one single basic trade, agriculture, right? We always go to the farm, we plow the farms. Our forefathers married plenty wives. Do you know why? Not necessarily because they liked a lot of women, no.
Children for work.
Yes, they needed a workforce. Then we or the world or humankind invented machines, and some of these machines needed electricity and a source of electricity, and then men were no longer needed to marry plenty wives to plow their farms and all of that. So electricity came as a cheaper option. Yes, it's expensive, but imagine me marrying 5 wives and training 50 children and they all have to go to
You
school.
love that, right?
No, I won't love that.
Oh, okay.
No, it's a lot of stress. I have a little child and I know what it takes to train a child right. So if not anything, power has come in to ensure that I can have only 2 children, run a big company, and not need to think about a workforce. So now I can now take advantage of other people's workforce and all of that. So power is very vital, important to speeding up. It's a competition between Nigeria, Africa, and the rest of the world. Now the rest of the world is using power to scale up, using power to reduce the number of people they need to get things done. And we are still doing it the old way. There was a time I saw a ceremony on TV where there were some farmers, they were showing how they were working collectively, they were still using outdated tools like hoes and the rest. And I'm asking myself, in this 21st century, how are we going to compete? We only get to compete simply because there is power, there is light. So that simply means you now have mechanized tools. Farmers can now farm product and preserve it. When you have excess food, you now begin to think about manufacturing, converting them to some other things that you can use for some other purpose. Now your fruits can last longer. And then there are certain, I had a friend who went to Russia and came back and said he didn't know that they didn't value yam in Russia. Do you know how long it will take yam to Russia and all of that? But if you begin to turn yam to poundo yam, turn what we're already doing today, the only way we can turn yam to poundo yam, convert yam to flour, powdered form for flour that they are now using to bake bread and all of that. The only way that is possible is because there is existence of power. The only way you can do things quick and get it to the last man is because there is power. So power is very vital. The reason why the world is a global village today is because of the invention of power. So we in Africa and we in Nigeria are not taking it seriously. We are still sleeping on what the real importance of power.
You talk about power like it is the go-to in this generation. It is something that is very necessary. And yet, Nigerians are still groping in the dark. We're used to irregular power supply. How can these narratives change? Because you've said a lot about power, about how it's being used, to do a lot of things of farming, processing of the farm products and keeping it safe and all of that. How can these narratives change of us not seeing power, or when seeing it irregularly, it's dancing?
Number one, I'm an advocate of Nigeria does not necessarily need to empower us power. What we need is consistent, reliable, or reliable power. Tell me you are going to give me light from 6 a.m. in the morning till 12 in the afternoon. I'll plan myself around that. In fact, the inability of coming here today was simply because there was no power. So if any plans I had made today, simply because there was no power to maybe iron my clothes, get my water boiled and a lot of that, it disrupts my day and makes me unproductive. Now, maybe I want to take a little nap, and I can now say, okay, let me take my nap during the period I know that there will be no light, so I can plan myself. The problem with power and productivity in Nigeria is that you do not know when it's coming, you do not know when it's going. So if you are promising me 6 hours light, tell me you give me 6 hours light from this period to this period, so that I can plan how to execute, put my useful working period within that time frame so that I can produce more. But because it's epileptic, we do not know when it's coming, we do not know when it's going, we do not know what is happening, we just stay and then see light and then it goes. So we can't plan. And that is why we have that phrase up, we have that phrase because we do not know when it's coming and when it's going. So I'm an advocate that it's not a fact that we must have light in 4 hours. We can start with being accountable for when it should come and when it should go. Tell me you give me today, you not give me tomorrow, and give it to me, then I know how to plan myself. Yes.
All right, what an important eye-opening discussion we're having, but we'll take a pause now and go on a short break. When we come back, good morning, Abuja. Continue. Stay with us.
I don't know what it is, but she drives me crazy.
Marriage, a beautiful bond, but not without its battles. Behind every smile is a story. Behind every I do is a journey. Mr. and Mrs., the show that peels back the curtain on real relationships. No scripts, no filters, just truth.
I've become a better husband because I've learned a lot from the mistake of the past.
I had feelings, but I wanted to be sure.
Do I have to kneel down to marry a woman?
No, but just do the right.
Join us every week as we sit down with real couples to talk about the raw, the real, and the redemptive side of marriages. From newlyweds to seasoned partners of 40 years plus, no topic is off limits.
Have you ever been in love?
At the end of the year, he came to the village. I saw, this is the brother I saw that time. I said, please, I want to marry you.
This is modern entertainment. It's an invitation to grow, to heal, and to love again. Mr. and Mrs. is about real love, real struggles, and real hope. Every couple has a story. What's yours? Join us on NTA Channel 5, the Unity Station, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m.
'Cause all of me loves all of you.
Welcome back from that break. You can see before we went on that break that my guest was, speaking very well, and I concur to all the points he has been making. Before we went on that break, we were talking about irregular light, and you spoke about people knowing when light is coming, so that when they would have power, so that they're able to, schedule the things to do and be productive during that time. Unfortunately, we do not have a lot of time on this conversation, but I'd like to ask, how can young people contribute to changing the energy culture in Nigeria? Because when that is changed, I'm sure that a lot will happen in the positive.
Some people already have good energy culture. Let's not take it away from us as a people. We have people who are being very productive, okay? Some people do not have the energy culture, and I would say education is key, like what we are doing now, informing people that it's not just for, I usually use the word vibes on vibes, that electricity is not just for vibes, you should use it for the right purposes. So the people are getting there. They are being incentivized. They are being educated. I would be very honest. The hike in cost of light has shown it's not our national property. That is a vital resource that shouldn't be played with. So I think the regulations too. The government are putting a lot of regulations in place to help educate people that electricity shouldn't be for fun alone, that it should be for useful purposes. Even private companies are doing a lot in that space. Regulations have made private sectors too to begin to figure out a way to provide light for people. Communal light is going to solve a lot of problems. Light becomes cheap when it becomes communal. So instead of me having a gen and my neighbor having a gen and all of us having individual gens, we can have just one gen, fuel it, and all of us can now be productive with it, because it's almost the same current we are all burning together. So when you begin to have that communal power usage behavior, you begin to see estates power their estate by themselves without having to need the government or augmenting it. And with that, people, and obviously because the cost of energy is already high, people now know that if you are getting this alternative source of energy, that you are really going to pay for it. That if you are paying for this, you have to put in the necessary work to make enough money to cover up for your energy bills.
This is so much. This is a lot we are talking about, and I wish that we had more time to talk about it as it concerns entrepreneurs and moving the country forward. Because when young people have what to do, are gainfully employed, it doesn't have to be the white collar jobs. Entrepreneurs generally, the country becomes greater. Maybe we'll invite you again for another session on this very topic so that we can have the best of what you have to offer
It will be a
us.
pleasure.
Thank you so much, Achune Kingsley, for coming.
Thank you.
Achune Kingsley.
Yes.
Because
Thank
we
you.
have to pronounce Nigerian
Yes.
names well. All right, my guest has spoken a lot about power as a tool for productivity. And once we have power, as he said, not 24 hours necessarily, but we know when it's coming and when it's going. We're able to, fit in to that plan and be productive. Well, we'll go on a short break, and when we come back, good morning, Abuja continues. Stay with us.
Say our goodbyes on the program. As usual, I remain your host the most, Omoide with Erese, and I'll always be here with my bestie.
Je m'appelle Oguntayo and I'm Justina.
Speaking French now, from Jordan to Sweden.
Adios.
Are you interested in being up to date with the pacey world of sports? Our rebranded Capital Sports is the finest bet for your doing so.
So join us every Thursday live at 3 p.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja to talk sports for your viewing pleasure. Remember, you can be a part of this #1 sporting program. Join us on the analysis, views and opinions.
Welcome back from that break. Yes, it's still Good Morning Abuja. As you know, we bring you interesting conversations to make your day. Not just make your day, we educate, we entertain. And what don't we do? We just do everything. All right, still in the process of doing that. All of us want to stay alive and healthy. We go to the gym, we try to eat healthy. But there's one key thing we always forget. What is that? Car maintenance. And to do justice to this topic, we have Commander Richard Uwa, FRSC RS7.14, that's 14 CBD Command. Welcome to the studio. It's always a delight to be conversing with you.
Thank you, Pamela. Thank you. Thank you.
In fact, when I see you, I get excited because I know we're going to be educated on everything that has to do with the road and vehicle maintenance.
Sure, I know you will grill me to the end.
All right, so today we're looking at vehicle maintenance, keeping your vehicle alive in order to stay alive. And as Nigerians to say, we have a way of mixing alive and unalive these days.
Exactly.
Well, so when we talk about vehicle maintenance, what are we looking at and why is it important?
Well, when we talk about vehicle maintenance, we're talking about you taking care of your vehicle. You know, Nigerians generally, we have this mentality of buy and use it till you kill it. We don't have this maintenance culture. And that's why you look at developed countries, you see someone use a vehicle for 10 years, and then by the time that same vehicle is imported over here, it looks newer than someone who's been using his vehicle for maybe 6 months here. Why?
Imagine the difference.
Just imagine the difference. That is just a maintenance culture. So basically, maintenance is all about taking care of your vehicle, every aspect of it. Just making sure that the vehicle is in proper working order. You don't wait for it to break down. It's just like a human being. You don't wait to get sick before you treat yourself. So you're supposed to take care of yourself to prevent yourself from getting sick. So same thing with the vehicle. Maintain your vehicle, take care of it so it doesn't fall sick. Basically, that's what maintenance is all about.
I like the way you put it in very simple terms. When we hear of sickness, all of us don't want it.
Exactly.
Now, when we're talking about maintenance, I know we're narrowing it down to vehicles, yes.
Yeah.
But is it only vehicles that are poorly maintained in Nigeria? Because, you kind of, the example you gave about 10 years and 6 months kind of, hit a chord somewhere in my head.
I don't think, I'm not really an expert in other fields to answer that question, but I think maintenance culture generally is poor in Nigeria. We just have this mentality of you get something new, use it till you can't use it anymore, then maybe abandon it, get another one. We have a very bad or poor maintenance culture.
I think we need to do better. This is also like, an enlightenment, a call for us as a people to do better when it comes to maintenance. Now, let's go back to our topic. Let's, zero it down to vehicles where you're an expert. All right, how does poor vehicle maintenance contribute to road traffic accidents or crashes?
Okay, so if you don't take care of your vehicle, like I said earlier, it's going to fall sick. And so imagine it falling sick while you're using it on the road. Say, for instance, brake failure, or your steering gets stiff. You can't turn it. It happens. People don't know this, but you could be going, and then because you don't maintain your vehicle, all of a sudden you notice you can't turn your steering. So it just keeps going wherever it was facing at that point. And of course, roads are not permanently straight. It will go hit something. So once you don't take care of your vehicle, anything can happen. Even your engine will shut down. And if that happens while the vehicle is already in motion, so many things will happen. Your tire can, you can have a tire burst, and that would definitely lead to a road crash. So there are so many things that could happen to your vehicle that directly leads to road traffic crash, because once you lose control, that is where crash comes in, because anything that happens to your vehicle will definitely make you lose control. Anything that happens negatively to it will make you lose control. And once you lose control, you're looking at a road accident. Okay. Yeah.
What daily basic checks should an individual or drivers do in the morning when we're talking about before they drive their cars?
Okay, thank you. Let's put it like this. Every morning you wake up, you brush, you have your bath, you put your Tiro foundation. So
I don't know why you had to go through, why didn't you just say you comb your hair and all of that?
No, guys, we don't have any problem. Our one is just brush, bathe, wear our clothes, maybe put on perf, that's all. But let's not go to the other agenda. So if you can do that for yourself, I mean, why I'm still using the other agenda? I know I'm not attacking. I actually love it because you guys take time to take care of yourself. You may see a woman take maybe 30 minutes doing that. Yes. So why can't you take a fraction of that time to look at your vehicle? Because this is something that will, keep you alive. Let's put it that way. It's going to take you from point A to point B. If you don't treat it properly, it's going to collapse on the road. And in the process, you might collapse with it. So, basic checks they should do, and this is supposed to be daily, but most people don't do it. I don't know whether they find it stressful, because you won't tell me you forget. Most people just wake up, go to the vehicle, on it, some maybe they will let it warm, and then after that they move, which is wrong. You're supposed to check basic things. You check your tire. You could have picked up something while you're coming into park for the previous night. Check your tires to make sure they are okay. Check your braking system to make sure it's functioning fine. How do you check that? You check the brake fluid. The only thing most people check, they maybe check the engine oil. Some don't even check. So
especially the gender you like to call.
Funny enough, there are some women that they are very meticulous and they do that. They check, yes.
But most of us, I'm sure, we just get in and just drive. When it stops, we stop and call.
It is you that is saying that, now, not me. so most people just check just their engine oil, which is wrong. So check your engine oil, check your gear oil. Make sure that they are at the required level. If it's low, top it up. Then this mistake is something a whole lot of drivers make. The radiator. 99% of people I know that I've seen, go around, we do public enlightenment, we go to parks, we check these things. They only put water in the radiator, and it's wrong. Okay. What the radiator is not, you're not supposed to use 100% water. If you continue like that, it's going to make the radiator become rusty, and then eventually, of course, leakage, and it will overheat to go bad. You're supposed to use 50% coolant and 50% water.
Okay.
Even if you can't do 50-50, at least maybe 30% cooler, 70% water. But ideally, it's supposed to be 50-50. So this prevents the radiator from overheating. When we are using only water, it will definitely at some point overheat, and in the long run, you're damaging your radiator. So you check your radiator, check your lights. Very important, because the lights, that's how you communicate with other road users. You check that it's working fine. You check your water, your fuel level. Very important also, so that you don't, So you check this, and if you do these things every day, it becomes a part of you. It becomes easier. Maybe the first couple of times, it might take more time, but now when you do it regularly, you know where and where to go, what you're looking for. Under 5 minutes, 5 minutes is actually enough for you to do all these checks if you know what you're doing, and it can save your life.
Yeah. So we'll pause now and go on a break. And when we come back from that break, Good Morning Abuja continues. My guest will still be here. We'll still be talking about vehicle maintenance for us to stay alive. So stay with us on the Unity Station.
Eyes for Allah, nothing but Allah. Ba is the beginning of Bismillah. Ta is for taqwa, bewaring of Allah. And Tha is for thawab, a reward. Ja is for Jannah, the garden of
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome to your weekly guide, Light of Islam. I am Aisha Ahmed.
As Muslims, we know that in Islam, time is a very good and important commodity that we have.
Believe in the angels of God as one of the 6 articles of faith.
Dhamma is made in form rows, and how the rows are made is such that the Imam stands in front, and then right behind him.
Assalamu alaikum, this is Light of Islam. Keep watching Light of Islam, NTA channel.
That is for zakah, to cure our greed, when we give our money to those in need.
Welcome back from that break. Yes, it's still Good Morning Abuja, and my guest, Richard Uwa, is still in the studio talking about vehicle maintenance. Now, you had spoken about radiator, fuel, and all the checks. Tell us the importance of our tires to the car and how we can check our tires too.
All right, thank you, Pam. The tire is what connects your vehicle to the road. That's the only direct contact you have with the road. And it is what moves the vehicle from point A to point B. So if your tire is not firmly gripping the road, you are in for trouble. When I say firmly gripping, the tire has what we call teeth.
Okay.
So when it rotates, each rotation, it's gripping the road. You might not see it happens very fast. Now, when your tires are worn out, they can't grip the surface properly. So at that point, they're just rotating. So if you were to apply your brake on a worn-out tire, if the stopping distance when you apply your brake on a normal tire is supposed to be maybe 1 second, you apply the brake, 1 second, the vehicle stops. On a worn-out tire, it might take up to 5 or 10 seconds. And that is too much. That's calamity waiting to happen, because you might want to stop behind a vehicle which is just 2 or 3 seconds in terms of time ahead of you, and then you apply your brake and you go hit the vehicle. That's one. Two, tires that are worn out can easily burst because it becomes more heated the more it has a friction with the road, because already now it's worn out. There's nothing protecting the tire. So you can easily have a tire burst. So you need to ensure that your tires, you always check them, that they are not overinflated or underinflated. Okay. You have to have the right amount of inflation. And it's normally indicated by the driver's side of your door. You will see it there to be indicated PSI. You see PSI, that's the pressure unit. That you, whether it's 30 or 35. Because when you go to some vulcanizer, it's, don't worry, madam. I put on 50 for you. Meanwhile, your vehicle might just need only 35.
Okay.
So putting 50 is over. So you may be going at a certain speed. At 50, it will burst. So you shouldn't also underinflate. So these things are necessary for people to know. That's why you see most times people have tire bursts and they don't know what happened. And that thing is, your tire might have expired. Okay. So you need to check that also. There is a manufacturing date of the tire on the tire, which will tell you the day it was manufactured. You add 4 years to that, you will know when your tire is expiring. So once you know all this, you know how to take care of your tire. You're good to go.
So when I kept looking at you explaining, something dropped in my mind. Okay. I'm like, okay, awareness is very key. And that's one of the things we're doing on this show, right?
Yeah.
But not everybody gets to watch this.
True.
Is awareness taken to places like vulcanizers, people at the parks?
Yes.
Do they know? Because when you were talking about the pressure by the right and all of that, I'm like, I do not even know.
Yes, we run campaigns, public enlightenment campaigns. We go to motor parks, we go to churches, we go to mosques, we go to schools, we even go to marketplaces. So anywhere, just to reach out to everyone. So it's not just parks we go to, especially where we see that there are a lot of people converging certain areas. We'll go there and let people know. It's an ongoing thing. We'll never stop. We'll keep preaching the gospel of safety.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's good to know you're doing that. Now, you spoke earlier about radiators, engine oil, now tires, and you spoke about checking your engine oil. But after I'm done checking, how long should it take before I change my engine oil?
Okay. Normally, the manufacturer of your vehicle will tell you how long you should use it before you change. But standard is about, you should have driven the vehicle for maybe 3,000 to 5,000 kilometers. Let's say you put a fresh oil today. Before you change that one, you would have driven the vehicle for, say, 3,000 to 5,000 kilometers. Then why we say you should check, if the oil gauge, if the engine oil gauge is below the recommended, that will mean it's not supplying enough and it might cause the engine, to break down. That's why you hear him say, your engine don't knock. Oh, yes. So it might cause that. And then if you are very good from the texture also and the color, you could know. Because some people may be like, my dashboard is not working. I don't know how many kilometers I've traveled. That's why we always say, fix those things. They help tell you what's happening in your vehicle. Even the oil warning sign is supposed to be there to tell you that you need to change your oil. Yeah, so if you check the texture, normally it's supposed to be either green or light brown. But after you've used it for a period of time or you've overused it, it will start getting black.
Okay.
Yes. So you
Okay,
can
so I
change it
hear
at
you
that
say
point.
change, and I know what changes. But sometimes we want to save a little. The oil still did there. We just stop it. Is that okay?
Yes, you can top it if it is short. If it is short, you can top it. And then, but if you've overused it, say you've done your 3 to 5,000 kilometers, at that point, the engine oil has already lost its texture, it has lost its potency. At that point, you should change it. You don't top it up again. When we say top up, maybe you bought today, and then maybe you did a journey, maybe 1,000 or 1,005. It's not yet up to and then you look at it, you'll be like, it's not up to, you can top. But when you've used it and it's changed, it's already going black, you need to change it at that point. You don't top it up.
So you hear people driving, and then you hear, brake fail, and that's why there was an accident and all of that. Isn't there a warning sign I can know that, my brake pads are worn out, or it needs a change? Is it just tell us about the warning signs that has to do with brakes?
Okay, so once your vehicle is working properly, you know what the normal sounds are. I put normal in quotes because what your vehicle might be, the sounds that are normal to your vehicle might not be normal to someone else. But once you know the normal sounds of your vehicle, when those sounds change, you will also know. That's why it's always very important to listen. Most people just enter their vehicle and drive. They don't care about what sounds they're hearing. You will definitely hear sounds, funny sounds. That's one of the signs that your brake is becoming faulty. You will get some funny sounds. That's one. Then two, brake not applying properly. If you already know how your brake works, you apply the brake now, it stops. But after a while, you apply the brake, it goes further before it stops. That's another sign. Then vibrations. Once you apply the brake and the vehicle vibrates, that's another sign. Then one other sign is when you apply a brake and the vehicle veers to one side. Instead of stopping, it veers either right or veers left. There's something wrong with your brake. So those are some of the signs that you get when your braking system as a whole is going bad. Yeah.
All right, thank you for that. How do vehicle lights contribute to safety?
Okay, lights. The lights are there for you to see and to be seen. So it's very, 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 very important. Say if you are driving at night, you need your headlamps to see. And then, of course, your brake lights and your indicator lights, they are there for you to communicate with other road users, whether it's during the day or at night. If you are indicating, if you are driving, the only way you can communicate with other people is through your light, because they can't know what is in your mind. So your lights are very important to indicate whether you're turning left or you're turning right or you're applying brake. If your lights are not working, that's danger waiting to happen. Because someone might be following you, you want to turn right. You've trafficated, but the bulb is dead. So
how can the person see it?
How the person is not seeing it, but maybe on your dashboard is showing. And there is actually a sign that lets you know that the light is bad. Now, when you trafficate left, maybe the normal sign will be tick, tick, tick. But once the bulb dies and then trafficate left again, to be tick, 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 to show you that bulb is dead. It will go faster than normal. So you're supposed to park and check. And if it's dead, you either find a way to fix it, because At that point, you can't communicate properly. You want to turn, the person behind you doesn't know, and you're turning, and the person runs into you. So the lights are very important to communicate with other road users. Very, very important.
Such an amazing time we're having, just discussing vehicle maintenance and letting people know what to do at every point. It's such a privilege to have you in the studio, and you've educated us so much. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you.
All right. Well, you can see that my guest has done justice truly to that topic, vehicle maintenance. Let's maintain our vehicles so that we can live longer, we can avoid road crashes. Now, Good Morning Abuja will continue after this time out. Do stay with us.
Good evening, glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
I will celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news.
On the news at 7.
The latest station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja,
would say have a lovely day.
Welcome back from that break. We've had lovely conversations there, and the vehicle maintenance, the person from Federal Road Safety Corps, he spoke about vehicle maintenance. And when he was talking, I kept nodding because there are things I knew I did not even know I'm hearing for the first time. For example, he spoke about the coolant. I just know that when your car is overheating, I see drivers come down and just pump in water. Did you know there was something as the coolant that you would put and then,
every day we learn, and like he rightly said, vehicle is like taking care of yourself. It's something that will still take care of you. And a lot of people, they just neglect the fact that it's like something that is protecting them. So vehicle, I think before you go out in the morning, as he rightly said, take care of it. Take a time, look at it, and it's actually what will save you. So there's a lot of time for you to go through it. Look at the tires, the coolant, like I said before. Just take care of it so I can take care of it. Yes, yes.
Definitely, Joseph. So, our time, we loved very mature music, but I see that music has gradually evolved into what it is today. What would you say?
It's a trend, actually, and like you said, it's evolving, and people are digesting what is coming up, and I think what they are giving out today is actually lovely. Yes.
Okay, so let's check out these beautiful musicals, and when we come back, Good Morning Abuja continues.
I want to know who they give you mind to they buy me. I want to know who be that guy with the jacks you. Fine boy like me, why you connect to see people for me? Oh baby, don't you got up on my catchy finger calling them all. Oh no, oh baby wait, me happy to give you all the love of passion. No baby, because love me back, love me back. Even just to make her do the finish that she's over. This is how I love, this is how I love, this is how I love, this is how I love you there forever. I can't deny. Chop for granite, chop for my granite, make you burn my baby, my all in one. I don't need to see you on my life, my baby, and I need to effort to constantly. I don't find to see you on the happy to grace, now your love I want. Attention, attention, if you're not spending money, go, 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 go. Anything one more don't shit doggy. Misplaced priority, can be broke, can be lazy. I said nobody go out on the high sea. My money be like go money. See now everything I go. Bitch better have my money. Go
body. Bitch better have my money. Go away, bitch better have my money. Go male, bitch better have my money. Go down, go back. I don't touch money, I like them. Dollar signs, low down. Kilo con boys, low con boys. Broker, cash down, no instrumental. We no minus, we the add up. Colori later, hands up. On the high seas, my money be like cocoa.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this remains Good Morning Abuja, and that was a musical break. And what do you think about the music that was just displayed?
Trendy, I tell you. Very trendy,
Okay, that was interesting.
Now, the weather.
Very interesting. And the weather, we have a love for you for the weather. If you're going out, it's very important that you know what the weather is or what the weather says for you in the city of Abuja, whether it's going to rain or the sun that we talked about before. So we need to give you the updates so that you know what is in store for you for the day.
With that weather report, we come to the end of today's edition of Good Morning Abuja, and it's been interesting. From one interesting conversation about power, and then we went to vehicle maintenance.
Yeah.
What's your take home from the conversation?
A lot. It's very, very interesting because when you talk about, like I said before, if you take care of your vehicle, it's going to take care of you. And tire, like tire, it's very important because this is like something that a lot of people neglect. So I've actually learned that taking care of it will keep you longer while you're using your vehicle.
All right, let's take care of our vehicles so that it takes care of us in return. Until we come your way again, I remain Pamela Zamfara.
This is Joseph Aleke, and this remains Good Morning Abuja. Keep a date with us, same time, same station. That is bye for now.